Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Art with Miss Myra. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope everyone is having a good day today, and I'm so happy that you're all here. So, for those of you that are following the virtual Spirit Week, you know that today is Hat Day, which is why I'm wearing my local cap. And those of you that know me, and stuff, and have seen me out running errands and running around town and stuff, doing things, you know that if I'm out and about and I've got a cap on and stuff, this is usually the cap that I have on, and I got this from my good friend Shanna. She has a boutique, and I can post that link down below, so you guys can go and check out her boutique. She's got lots of cute things, so shout out to her. I know that her kids are probably home watching this, so hi kids. And hi to everyone who is joining me today. I'm so happy that you're all here. So the project that we're going to be working on today is we are going to be painting our air dry clay bowls that we made yesterday. And so the supplies that we are going to need today to do that is we're going to need our little air dry clay bowls, and then we're going to need acrylic paints. And some of you might have acrylic paints that are in tubes like this, or some of you might have acrylic paints that are in bottles like this, and either one is fine, but we want to use acrylic paint for this. You're going to need a paintbrush and some water to clean our brush. So I've got a little container here that has water in it, and so we're going to get going on that. And just a reminder, I talked about this a little bit yesterday. We are going to seal, after we get done painting these, we're going to seal them with Mod Podge. And if you don't have Mod Podge, I'm going to show you how to make Mod Podge. And it's just a way of sealing that paint in. It's not going to add a glossy finish. If we're making our own, it's not going to have a glossy finish to it, but it's going to be a way of protecting our little bowls and stuff after they're painted. So we're going to get started, and I'll see how things go. So I'm going to tilt the camera down a little bit so you can see what I'm working on. And you can see I made a second little bowl. I took the same amount of air dry clay yesterday that we did in yesterday's class, and I flattened that out, and then I put that on top of a glass. And you can do that, but I recommend that you use a thin layer of Vaseline to coat the glass first, so it's easy to release. And that works out a lot better. So, all right, so I'm just gonna pick a couple colors. Here, so we can get started. So I wanted to talk today a little bit and let you guys know that I'm going to talk about myself a little bit. So I am an art teacher who lives in southwestern North Dakota. I have been teaching art classes for adults and children since 2006. Art is a real passion of mine. Art and crafts are a real passion of mine. I have been creating things since I was a kid, and now that I'm an adult, I love to share my passion to make things and create things with everyone, and that is part of the reason why I started this channel. I have, done, formerly I was the after-school art instructor and education coordinator in Jamestown, North Dakota at an arts-based program there. And since moving, I have done, moving to the southwestern North Dakota area where I'm originally from, I have done a couple of private art lessons, and I was planning on teaching art lessons through BSC, the Student Enrichment Program, this spring, before all of this stuff happened. So yeah, so I'm just happy to join you guys today and have you guys join me, and so we can work on a couple of different art projects together. But again, I would love to see some finished art projects, guys. Last week and over the weekend, several of you kids sent me pictures of your finished art projects that you finished last week along with the lessons, and I absolutely love getting your pictures. You guys are so creative. Everyone did such a great job last week, and I would just encourage you, to have an adult help you. Send me some pictures. That would be great. And with this acrylic paint, you'll notice that sometimes you're going to have to go over this twice, and that's okay. I'm just gonna make this one solid color actually. So I hope, like I said, it's kind of a nice day out today. It's a little bit overcast here, but the temperature is still really nice. So I hope you all take advantage of that and get out and do a little bit of maybe go for a walk. Has anyone noticed any of the hearts that we talked about earlier this week? Have you noticed it? People in your community, are they putting hearts on their windows? I know that there's quite a few people in the little town that I live in that have done that, and they just look so cool. And yesterday someone messaged me and asked me a question about, I've mentioned my dog Daisy a couple different times, and Daisy is a 10-month-old yellow lab who is just a big sweetheart. She absolutely loves kids. She loves to play ball, and her and I spend a lot of time outside together, and she's just a very good girl. And she is outside right now, so I think you might have heard her barking a little bit earlier, but she's good. She's fine. Okay, so I just went ahead and I painted this first one, and I did this all one solid color, okay? So I'm gonna dip my brush in. I wanna clean my brush out thoroughly before I set it down, because I don't want any of that paint to dry on my brush, okay? And so then you get the idea. We're just painting these today. You can do them in any color variation that you would like, okay? And I hope that you guys have fun and play with the color a little bit, and do whatever color you would like on this. So now I'm going to move this off to the side, and then I'm going to show you how we're going to make our homemade Mod Podge. And this is going to be really important, because we're not only going to seal these little bowls that we have made, we're going to need Mod Podge next week for some of the lessons that we're going to be doing. And so and I'll make reference to this video later. If you maybe you didn't do the air dry clay bowls, and that's great, but this is a very important step that I want everyone to know how to make this, okay? So to make homemade Mod Podge, this is what we need. We need 8 ounces of white glue, and we need a separate jar. We're gonna pour our 8 ounces of white glue in here. And you want to make sure that you've got a jar that's big enough for this to fit in, okay? Okay, and now I have 4 ounces of water, just water from the tap, and I'm going to pour that in the same container as my glue was in, because I don't want to waste any of that glue at all and stuff. So I want to make sure that I'm going to get as much of that glue out of this little container as I can, and then I'm just going to pour that in. Okay, so now what you're going to want to do is you just put the lid on tightly, and you want to make sure that you have a jar that your lid is going to go on tightly. And all I do is I just shake this, and I shake this for a couple minutes. I just want to make sure that this is fully incorporated, fully, combined together. Okay, and then I'm gonna mark this with a Sharpie on the top of the lid, and I'm gonna write Mod Podge on here so I know what's in here. And then I'm gonna come back to our little bowl that we made, and I'm gonna see, is this dry enough? No, it's probably not. So that's okay, but all I'm gonna do when this gets completely dry is I'm gonna take another brush, and I'm going to just, take a little bit of the Mod Podge, and I'm just going to seal that little bowl and stuff with my Mod Podge, and then that's going to make it more durable, okay? So, but the Mod Podge is something, like I said, that we're gonna need for later projects later next week. So I want you all to make Mod Podge, okay? So, all right. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the air dry clay bowls, making them and painting them. And just a quick reminder, tomorrow, if you are following along with me and participating with the virtual Spirit Week, tomorrow is going to be wear your favorite color. So I'm going to be wearing purple because that is my favorite color. And then we're going to be doing a yarn wrapped bee. So the supplies that we need for that is we're going to need an empty toilet paper roll, construction paper. You're going to need yellow and white. We're going to need markers, and we're going to need black yarn and googly eyes. And now kids, if you don't have all of those supplies, don't worry about it. There are substitutions that we can make and stuff. If you have markers, don't worry about it. If you don't have the googly eyes and stuff, we can substitute things for that. We'll just draw those eyes on and stuff. But it's a really cute project, and I hope that you join me back tomorrow for tomorrow's project. And until then, I hope that you all have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks. Bye-bye.